Hi, Dave Weiner with Chasin Cats Guide Service. We're going to talk a little bit about my favorite tool that I use out fishing. It's the Church Tackle TX-12 mini planer board. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how my rigs are set up and how I use these boards to successfully catch more fish. So a little information that most people don't know about is that catfish don't generally live on the bottom of the lake. They live in the bottom 3 feet of the lake. So let me let a little bit of line out on this rig and I'll show you how our setup is done. So on this rig setup, we have 2 ounces of weight, which is right here, followed by a leader line and a float. This float actually has a prop on it to help put out vibration, and we're using fresh cut bait. So the presentation in the water looks similar to this, and I normally fish 5 rods. When I do that, it's extremely difficult to manage 5 rods without the use of planer boards. So when I have my other rods out behind the boat, I usually have 2 rods on the side of the boat and I have my planer boards attached. And what I want to do when I put my planer board out is I just want to kind of pitch this out a little bit, get it out a ways. And today we're fishing in 20 feet of water. So I'm going to let that line hit the bottom, and we're going to know it hits the bottom when it goes slack like that. I'm going to typically give it a couple little pumps of extra line in case we go to a deeper hole. I clicked my reel over, and then I'm going to take my TX-12 mini planer board and I'm going to fasten that to the line, secure it to the line with my clips and the push pin. And then I'm going to go ahead and send that board out. And what I want to do is I just want to get it out and away from the boat. So I don't know if you can take a look at that board and how I just tossed it out. And then what I'll typically do is I'll let plenty of line out. When you're trolling for catfish, you want to go at a lower speed than you do for walleye, let's say, or some of the other species that you troll for. So right now our water temperature is 76 degrees. We started out the morning at 73 degrees. So our target speed is 0.5 miles per hour. We're going to stay in that 0.5 to 0.7 range. So it takes a little bit more time to get the board out than it does if we're walleye fishing and we're trolling at, let's say, 1.5 miles to 2 miles an hour. So I'm going to help kind of feed the line out, get it out where I want to. And then all I'm going to do is click this reel over. All my slack will come out. And then once the slack comes out, that board's going to start pulling out to the side. And a couple reasons I really like to have my rods on the side with the boards is once that board pushes out to the side, it does 2 things for me. It allows me to cover more ground, and the more line I let out, the wider that board swings out to the side. But it also allows me to come into the side of the boat when I'm with clients and fight a fish on the side of the boat without having to reel another rod in. So it really has 2 benefits to it, and that's really what I prefer to use. And every single trip that we have year round has got the TX-12 mini planer board on it from Church Tackle, and it's a great product. I've used these same boards for 5 years and I haven't had any issues with them. They've done great. They're a great catfishing board. If a speedboat comes by or a pleasure boat comes by and hits it and does happen to knock it off the cliff, you're not ringing everything in and chasing your board down. It's also very easy when I'm taking people out that don't have experience fishing to unclip the board from the line and land that fish successfully without having a lot of interruption. So my recommendation is use the Church Tackle TX-12 mini planer board and you'll catch more fish.